So the book I read was Flesh and Decay. It's like a dystopian themed book where it's like a zombie apocalypse, and there's a kid named Benny Amura, and it's like kind of like his story of like the apocalypse. This is the author, and it's weird because like he's really like into dystopian themes. Like he writes his books, and that's actually like right here too in the book. The reason why I like this book is, or these kinds of books are like, it has that what if factor. Is like, what would this be like in real life? Like, it makes you think. Like, I'm trying not to say it like a lot, but that's kind of what it is. And like say for example, we live in a zombie apocalypse. Like, what would you do? Where would you live? Do you think things would be kind of similar or completely different? And I just love books that get your mind going like that. This is like just a question for everybody to read. Imagine living in a world completely different from ours. A world with no phones, no TV, no cars, and no internet. Instead, those items that most of us deem as having vital roles in our lives are replaced by the constant groans and moans of an unwavering and undying predator. Kind of stressful. Also, the way I found this book, kind of like messed up, was like judging a book by its cover. I thought they had really good covers in the series. This is the third book in the series, by the way. This is the first one, Rot and Ruin. Dust and Decay is the second one. This one's the third one. And the fourth one I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm going to soon. So Benny is the main character. Movement jolted Benny out of his musings, and he saw a figure step out of the woods at the top of the slope, 80 feet away. He remained stock still, watching to see if the Zom would notice him, except that this was not around. The figure was slender, tall, definitely female, and almost certainly alive. She was dressed in black clothes, a loose, long-sleeved shirt and pants, and there were dozens of pieces of thin red cloth tied around her. Ankles, legs, torso, arms, throat. The streamers were bright red, and they fluttered in the breeze so that for a weird moment it seemed as if she was badly cut and blood was being whipped off of her in a ragged line. But as she stepped from the shadow into the sunlight, Benny saw that the streamers were only cloth. She had something embroidered on the front of her shirt in white thread, but Benny could not make out the design. He and his friends had not met a living person in weeks, and out here in the Badlands, they were more likely to meet a violently hostile loner than a friendly stranger. He waited to see if the woman had spotted him. She walked a few paces into the field and stared down the slope toward a line of tall, bristlecone pines. Even from this distance, Benny could tell that the woman was beautiful, regal, like pictures of queens he had seen in old books. Olive skin, with masses of gleaming black hair that fluttered in the same breeze that stirred the crimson streamers. Sunlight struck silver fire from an object she raised from where it hung on a chain around her neck. Benny was too far away to tell what it was, though he thought it looked like a whistle. However, when the woman put it to her lips, in blue, there was no sound at all. But suddenly the birds and monkeys in the trees began twittering with great agitation. Then something else happened. It sent a thrill of fear through Benny and drove all other thoughts out of his mind. 3 men stepped out of the woods behind the woman. Their clothes also fluttered in the wind, but for them it was because the things they wore had been ripped to rags by violence, by weather, and by inexorable claws of time. Zoms. Benny got to his feet very slowly. Quick movements attracted the dead. The Zoms were a dozen feet behind the woman and lumbering toward her. She seemed totally unaware of their presence as she continued to try and make sounds from her whistle. Several more figures stepped out of the shadows under the trees. More of the dead. They kept emerging into the light as if conjured from nightmares by his growing fear. There was no choice. He had to warn her. The dead were almost upon her. "Lady," he yelled, "run!" The woman's head jerked up, and she stared across the swaying grass to where he stood. For a moment, all the zombies froze in place as they searched for the source of their yelling voice. "Run!" yelled Benny again. The woman turned away from him and looked at the zombies. There were at least 40 of them, and more were materializing from the darkness under the trees. The zombies moved with a jerky awkwardness that Benny always found so awful, like badly manipulated puppets. Their hands rose as they reached out for fresh meat. However, the woman turned slowly away from them and faced Benny once more. The zombies reached her. "No," Benny gasped, unable to bear the sight of another death. And the zombies lumbered past her. She stood there as a tide of them parted to move around her. They did not grab her, did not try to bite her. They ignored her except to angle their line of approach to avoid her and continue walking down the slope towards Benny.
Cool. Nicely done.